To our Facebook knowings, I wanted to thank you all for the brilliant questions that you've sent to us. And though, of course, I can't answer all of them, I wanted you to know that I do see them all. And I'm sending you great love and the most radiant light.
This is a question from Gitte, Deva, Fogh from Denmark. And she says, "Dear Chris, I would like to know what happens besides it taking over our energy to have a tumor on the liver. I would like to know a way to honestly find out what the sickness is trying to tell me, how to talk to the wisdom inside of myself so that I may help my body in the best way, to find out what is under all the stories that are inside of me and around me."
Oh, there are thousands of people that feel into the question you just asked. You know, the liver is actually the most important organ of the body because it, above all, can rejuvenate itself. And so as you go back to the source of those tumors, your liver will heal itself. That is for sure. A tumor begins with a blockage of energy. And the cells, in order to survive, begin to multiply and grow and create a tumor because they're attempting to survive. And so at that point, where that tumor is the point of blockage in terms of all those stories that you have and the purpose of the liver. Remember that the liver is the organ of purification, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. And so it's going to push you into growth. And as you move through the illumination that your liver is showing you, you may heal yourself. So, first of all, what can begin to illuminate those questions or help you to talk to your liver is by sending it light. So if you just simply put your hand over your liver there under your right rib cage and close your eyes and ask, what color do you need to begin to have the energy flow through you again, to flow through the tumor and to nourish the liver? And whatever color comes into your consciousness, imagine that you're sucking it in from your own hand, that your hand is the healing hand. It's the healing energy. And draw that in and feel it flowing through so that you can imagine that the tumor dissolves away and that the liver is being nourished by that color and washed and healed by that color. So that's a place to begin. After you do that, you could begin to focus your consciousness into your liver and ask it to take you back to the very first time that those cells begin to grow in an appropriate way. What was happening? You have that memory in you. You could call Nijoni, the Light Institute, and do a consultation with someone, and they could guide you in finding the beginning of this tumor, for sure. But I think you can also do it. Listen, your body has the answers. It remembers everything. So ask that. Then look at what was happening to you. What were the thought forms or conclusions that you had that caused that blockage to occur? Might have been a moment of disappointment in your life or feeling overwhelmed. Now, those are the kind of things that begin the blockages that we have. Then you might remember a time when you healed yourself. Again, this is a great work that we do at the Light Institute. We call it soul lessons through the body. Because the soul is teaching you. It's not punishing you. It's not trying to destroy you. Your body doesn't want to be destroyed. It says, over here, I'm giving you a teaching. Listen. As you were saying, you already know this. Now at the Light Institute, we would also move back into other incarnations and see what part of the story is connected to another incarnation of your soul. It might be a psychogenetic inheritance that came from negative thought forms or poisonings that happened to other people in your family that you've attracted into you as a psychogenetic inheritance. So there are many ways to deal with it, Rita. And let me say that I support you in your health and in your growth. Great love.
Chris, here's a question from Marcello. Dear Chris, Brazilian salutations from Copenhagen, Denmark. How do you balance an inner push of breaking out an old path or work with the worldly responsibilities that depend on our income? Is the fear of not having money an excuse we use not to follow our soul's desires? I can only hope the other trapeze will come to the right time, keeping me from landing face first on the floor.
Marcello, that's a question that is echoing around the world at this time, because we are getting a cosmic push to open our spiritual energy. And here's the cosmic giggle. If we open our spiritual energy, we can manifest better in the physical world, because the invisible cosmic energies are the exact energies that we attract to ourselves to make ourselves successful, to allow ourselves to create in the manifest world. And so if we recognize that, we can begin to practice the art of bringing the manifest and the unmanifest world together. So many people feel that if I had money, I would just go on a spiritual journey. Marcello, we've been on spiritual journeys for eons of time. We have sat in the caves. We have beat our breasts. We have done all manner of expression to convince ourselves that we are worthy of our spiritual source. All of that needs to fall away now, and we need to integrate the physical, the financial worlds, the material worlds, because the spiritual worlds are there to support our life. That's the purpose of being embodied. The unmanifest comes into manifestation to be material. And so what I would say is, what you need to learn is the practice of consciousness that says, whatever I'm doing, I'm shoveling papers, I'm working in an office, I'm doing something that's repetitive, whatever I'm doing with a conscious perspective. I'm imbibing everything I touch with spiritual energy, with laughter, with support, with the energy that dissolves fear. I walk in the world. I am present in the world as an opening to higher consciousness. If you carry that with you, you will love your job. You will see that you can go on making money and bring the spiritual energy into that. So that, for example, if you're going to do a business deal, stop for a moment before and extend light to the people you're going to speak to, or the situation that you're working in a business world. You will support those energies lifting up so that business and money can be a part of the joy and the healing of our planet. Many, many businesses have been talking for the last 10 years, 20 years about win-win situations. I find that odd, because what they really mean is you get what you want and I get what I want. There's a third component, Marcello, and that is, what if we join forces, we get what we want, and we both give that into the world? Maybe it's our business expertise. Maybe it's our way of knowing how to be successful, and we pass that on to others. What could be more spiritual, the healing of the heart, than this on the planet? Be successful, make lots of money, ask your higher self to show you how to wield that money. Not just giving it away. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about creating new material expressions that support other people, so that the legacy is passed on and passed on and passed on, and conscious awareness expands through the planet because of you and your focus. Thank you, Marcello.